In every corner of Xplor Park, adventure calls. A land where lush jungles stretch endlessly. Where underground rivers hide crystal clear secrets. And every cliff, every canyon, every cave beckons the daring. Here, the world feels magical. Like you've stepped into a place crafted for thrill seekers. Where adrenaline dances with nature at every turn. And we are here to uncover it. To journey into a land where zip lines fly over emerald canopies. Where hidden caves hide waters that shimmer like liquid gems. And every path leads to the next unforgettable experience. Welcome to Dynamic Expeditions. Welcome to a brand new adventure journey. Welcome to episode 79. I'm Aditya, and today I bring you the top 10 adventures you must try in Xplor Park, Mexican. Jungle trails, underground rivers, extreme thrills, moments that make your heart race, and memories that last forever. In our last episode, episode 78, Top 10 Must-Try Cusco, Peru foods that will make your taste buds explode. Peruvian. If you missed it, the link is in the description. Don't forget to check it out. If you are new here, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications bell to join us on these epic journeys. Today, we'll dive into 10 electrifying adventures. Each one wild, breathtaking, and uniquely Xplor Park. If you love adrenaline, nature, and discovering a place through extreme experiences, you are in the right place. Because only on Dynamic Expeditions do we explore the world through its most thrilling, immersive moments. For the ultimate experience, watch in full screen and let Xplor Park's jungles, caves, and rivers pull you into a world of adventure. Let's begin today's expedition. Episode 79 Xplor Park, Mexican Fire Hut. Today's 10th Xplor Park, Mexico adventure is Cave Exploration Tours. Dare to descend where sunlight fades, echoes live forever, and the earth hides its oldest secrets beneath layers of stone. Step into a hidden underworld where time moves differently, slower, deeper, and far more mysterious. Beneath the bright jungle canopy lies another realm entirely darker, cooler, and untouched by the modern world. As you move downward into these caves, the sounds of the surface begin to disappear. The wind goes silent. The birds vanish. And in their place comes the steady echo of dripping water, nature's clock, ticking for thousands of years. These are not man-made tunnels. These are geological monuments carved patiently by water, pressure, and time. The cave exploration routes inside Xplor Park guide you through vast underground networks filled with winding passages, towering chambers, mineral curtains, and flowing subterranean streams. Every turn reveals something new. Stone pillars rising like frozen towers, delicate formations hanging from ceilings, and textured rock walls shaped like solidified waves. Some chambers open wide like underground cathedrals. Others narrow into tight corridors, where the earth feels close enough to touch on both sides. Natural ceiling openings allow thin beams of light to break through, creating glowing shafts that transform darkness into a cinematic scene. And when that light hits the underground water, the caves come alive. Crystal clear rivers flow silently through these chambers, reflecting the ceiling like a mirror. In some places the water is so transparent that depth becomes impossible to judge. It feels like floating through air instead of swimming through water. Fun fact, many of the formations inside these caves grow less than 1 centimeter every 100 years. That means a structure the size of your arm could be older than entire civilizations. You are not just looking at rocks, you are looking at visible time. These caves are part of the massive Yucatan limestone system, one of the largest underground river and cave networks on Earth. Over millions of years, slightly acidic rainwater seeped through porous rock, slowly dissolving pathways and carving tunnels grain by grain. What you explore today is the result of geological artistry on a planetary time scale. Historically, cave and cenote systems across this region were considered sacred by ancient Maya cultures. Underground water sources were believed to be spiritual gateways, places of connection between worlds. While today this is an adventure experience, the natural foundation beneath it carries that same ancient legacy. As you go deeper, you'll notice the temperature drop. Cave air remains naturally cool compared to the jungle above. The atmosphere feels dense, calm, almost protective. One reason caves have long served as shelter for explorers and early travelers. Exploration here is not about speed, it's about awareness. Listening to echoes. Watching reflections. Noticing textures. Smooth stone polished by centuries of water flow. Jagged crystal edges catching light. Mineral layers stacked like pages of Earth's history. Pro tip: move slowly and place each step carefully. Many surfaces are naturally polished and can be slippery. Keep one hand free for balance and allow your eyes time to adjust to the low light. The slower you go, the more detail you'll see, and the more immersive the experience becomes. If you are filming, use low light settings or an action camera. Reflections in cave pools create stunning mirror shots, especially when light beams cut across the water surface. Best time to experience cave exploration tours is early morning. Groups are smaller, the routes are quieter, and the cave atmosphere feels more untouched and raw. With fewer people around, every sound travels farther, and the underground world feels truly alive. This is more than an activity. It's a descent into Earth's hidden architecture, shaped over millions of years and revealed one careful step at a time. And this is only number 10. Today's 9th Xplor Park, Mexico adventure is suspended rope courses. Step off the ground and into the air, where every movement matters. Every step swings, and balance becomes your greatest weapon. Up here above the jungle floor, the path is no longer solid, and that's where the real adventure begins. As you climb onto the first platform, the forest slowly drops beneath your feet. Trails turn into cables, bridges turn into ropes, and the route ahead floats between jungle towers. Wind brushes past, leaves move at eye level, and every step demands focus. These suspended rope courses form an aerial network of hanging bridges, rope paths, swinging steps, balance beams, and obstacle crossings, all connected high above the canopy. Each section tests something different: grip strength, coordination, patience, and controlled movement. Some bridges feel steady until your second step. Others are designed to sway from the start. The motion is intentional. The instability is the challenge. Fun fact: several segments are engineered to swing on purpose, forcing you to rely on body balance instead of speed. The faster you rush, the harder it gets. The calmer you move, the easier it becomes. History: these aerial rope systems are inspired by canopy movement techniques first used by rainforest researchers and explorers. Scientists studying upper forest ecosystems created suspended pathways and rope crossings so they could travel between trees without constantly descending to the ground. Adventure parks later adapted these systems, transforming research movement tools into high adrenaline canopy obstacle courses. Below you, dense jungle. Above you, open sky. Around you, nothing but cables and courage. Height changes perception. Distances stretch. Focus sharpens. Every step becomes intentional. You are no longer walking through the jungle, you are moving across it. You'll hear ropes tighten, clips lock, wood shift slightly under weight. The sounds are subtle, but they keep you alert and fully present. Pro tip: always keep 3 points of contact. 2 hands and 1 foot, or 2 feet and 1 hand. It dramatically improves stability. Keep knees slightly bent and let your arms adjust naturally to movement, don't go stiff. If you are filming, chest or helmet mounts capture the depth and motion best, especially mid-bridge where the jungle drops away beneath you. Best time to experience suspended rope courses is late morning, when visibility is strongest, platforms are dry, and shadows are minimal for safer footing. By the final crossing, what once felt unstable now feels controlled. What once felt high now feels earned. Because aerial adventure isn't about speed. It's about trust, balance, and forward motion. And above the jungle canopy, every step becomes a victory. Today's 8th Xplor Park, Mexico adventure is rock climbing adventures. Rise straight from the jungle floor and take on vertical stone shaped by ancient oceans. This is where gravity becomes your opponent, and every upward move is earned through focus, strength, and smart technique. You stand at the base of a towering limestone wall. Above you, textured rock faces, natural cracks, fossil patterns, and climbing routes mark like pathways into the sky. Below, dense green jungle breathing quietly. Ahead, a vertical challenge carved by time itself. Rock climbing here isn't just a sport, it's a conversation between your body and the wall. Every hold, every ledge, every grip point becomes part of your strategy upward. These guided limestone wall climbs feature multiple difficulty routes, from beginner-friendly ascents with wide footholds to technical vertical faces that demand precision placement and steady control. Whether you are new or experienced, the routes are designed to scale challenge with safety. As you begin the climb, the first few moves feel mechanical: grip, step, pull. But within moments, rhythm takes over. Your breathing aligns with movement. Your mind filters distractions. The world narrows to rock, hands, and upward progress. The texture of limestone is unique, rough enough for traction, detailed enough for micro-holds, unpredictable enough to keep you alert. Some sections offer solid ledges, others require fingertip balance and careful weight shifting. Fun fact: the rock you are climbing was once part of an ancient coral seabed. Millions of years ago, this entire region lay underwater. Marine organisms built reef structures layer by layer, which later compressed into limestone. What was once ocean life is now your climbing surface. History, geological uplift, and long-term tectonic movement slowly raised these seabeds above water level. Over ages, erosion shaped them into cliffs, ridges, and exposed vertical faces. Adventure climbing routes were later developed on these natural limestone formations, transforming prehistoric ocean floor into modern vertical playgrounds. Halfway up, perspective changes. The jungle canopy drops lower. Sounds soften. Wind becomes more noticeable. Height sharpens awareness, but also brings calm. Each successful hold builds confidence for the next reach. You'll notice that brute force doesn't work for long. Efficiency wins. Technique saves energy. Pro tip: use your legs more than your arms. Your legs are stronger and built for lifting your body weight. Push upward through your feet instead of pulling only with your arms. Keep hips close to the wall and move smoothly, not suddenly. Grip with intention, not tension. Overgripping tires your forearms quickly. Relax between holds whenever possible. Guided climbing systems here use secure anchors, top rope safety setups, and controlled belay support, allowing climbers to push limits while staying protected. Instructors often guide route choice based on your movement style and comfort level. Visually, this climb is stunning. Fossil textures appear in the rock. Layer patterns reveal ancient sediment lines. Small plants grow from cracks, life-reclaiming stone. Occasionally, butterflies cross your path mid-climb. A surreal contrast to the vertical challenge. For filming, side-angle shots from adjacent platforms capture vertical scale best. Helmet POV gives intensity, but side drone angles show height and jungle depth dramatically. Best time to experience rock climbing adventures here is early afternoon when sunlight hits the wall at an angle, increasing visibility of holds and enhancing rock texture contrast. The lighting also makes the climb look more cinematic on camera. As you reach the top anchor point, there's a moment, a pause, where effort turns into elevation. The jungle stretches wide. The wall that looked massive from below now feels like a conquered chapter. Because vertical adventure isn't about racing upward, it's about solving movement, trusting balance, and climbing through history itself. From ocean floor to jungle wall to summit. And the next adventure is still waiting below. Today's 7th Xplor Park, Mexico adventure is underground rafting and snorkeling combo. Enter the river that flows beneath the earth, where stone ceilings echo every ripple, mineral water glows like glass, and each paddle stroke carries you deeper into a hidden world of silence and light. The entrance itself feels like a portal. Jungle noise fades behind you. Air cools. Sound softens. Ahead, a dark water channel slipping between ancient rock walls. You step into your raft. Or into the water, and the underground journey begins. This is not open river rafting. This is subterranean navigation, where the sky is replaced by stone, and the horizon is shaped by tunnels and arches carved over thousands of years. The experience combines guided rafting sections with snorkeling passages, letting you explore both above and below the surface. One moment you are paddling through a cathedral-like chamber. The next you are floating face down in crystal water, watching rock formations pass beneath you like another planet. Description: this adventure takes you through underground river channels where you paddle through narrow corridors, drift across wide cavern pools, and snorkel through submerged passages with exceptional water clarity. The route alternates between calm glide zones and tighter cave sections, keeping the experience dynamic and immersive. Light behaves differently here. It doesn't spread, it concentrates. Headlamps and cave lights create beams instead of glow. Reflections bounce off mineral-rich water and paint moving patterns across the ceiling. Every ripple becomes visual motion. Fun fact: underwater visibility in some of these sections can exceed 30 meters. That level of clarity is rare globally and happens because the water is naturally filtered through limestone rock, removing most particles before it enters the cave channels. When you switch to snorkeling mode, the world slows down. Breathing becomes rhythmic. Sound becomes internal. You'll see submerged rock shelves, sculpted channels, and smooth stone curves shaped by centuries of flowing water. History: these underground waterways are part of the Greater Yukon Limestone and Cenote River system, one of the largest subterranean river networks in the world. Over geological time, slightly acidic rainwater dissolved limestone bedrock, forming caves, sinkholes, and connected river tunnels. Many of today's cenotes, the region's famous natural sinkholes, are direct openings into this same underground water system. Ancient civilizations once depended on these hidden rivers as sacred water sources. Today, they form one of the most unique adventure environments on Earth. Movement here is peaceful but never dull. You'll pass through low arches where you must lean back in the raft, wider chambers where the ceiling disappears into darkness, and narrow passages where your paddle strokes echo ahead of you. Temperature contrast adds to the thrill: cool water, warm air pockets, occasional mist layers hovering above the surface. Touch the water and it feels pure, dense, and refreshing. For filming, this may be one of the most visually rewarding adventures in the park. Pro tip: bring an action camera with a waterproof housing. Reflections on the cave ceiling and mirror-like surface shots look unreal on video. Capture both surface glide shots and underwater passes for maximum cinematic variety. Use slow movements when filming underwater. Fast kicks create particles that reduce clarity. Safety gear usually includes flotation support, helmets, and guided route markers, allowing you to explore confidently even in darker sections. Best time to experience the underground rafting and snorkeling combo is mid-afternoon, when visitor flow spreads across multiple attractions and waiting lines are typically shorter. That means more uninterrupted movement through the cave channels. By the end of the route, you won't just feel like you traveled distance, you'll feel like you traveled depth. Beneath jungle. Beneath stone. Beneath time. Because some adventures don't run across the land. They flow under it. Today's 6th Xplor Park, Mexico adventure is swimming in natural caves. Step into still water beneath living stone, where every ripple echoes, every reflection moves like glass, and the cave ceiling becomes your sky. This is not a swimming pool. This is a natural cavern lagoon hidden underground, shaped by time, and filled with mineral-rich water so clear it almost feels unreal. As you enter the cave chamber, sound changes first. Noise softens. Voices fade. Water droplets become the loudest thing you hear. Then your eyes adjust, and the scene reveals itself. Emerald tone pools. Stone walls layered with texture. Light beams falling through openings above and breaking across the surface. You step in slowly, and the temperature surprises you. Cool, steady, refreshing, never too cold, never warm. Just perfectly balanced. Description: this adventure lets you swim inside natural cave lagoons surrounded by mineral formations, curved stone chambers, and sculpted rock ceilings. Some pools are wide and open with partial roof gaps, while others sit deeper inside enclosed cavern rooms. Movement is free-flow swimming, not rushed, not guided by speed, just exploration through water and space. With each stroke, small waves travel outward and return as echoes. Look down, and visibility stretches deep. Look up, and reflections mirror the cave ceiling like liquid glass. Fun fact: cave water temperature here stays stable year-round because it's insulated by surrounding rock. Unlike surface lakes or rivers, underground pools are protected from daily weather swings, which keeps the swimming conditions consistently comfortable. Float for a moment and stay still, and the surface becomes mirror-like. The cave roof appears duplicated below you. It feels like floating between two worlds. Stone above, stone below. History: these cave pools formed when sections of limestone cave ceilings partially collapsed over thousands of years, opening vertical shafts that allowed rainwater and groundwater to collect. As water slowly filled these chambers, mineral deposits strengthened the pool walls and filtered the water naturally through rock layers. Many of these formations are directly connected to the broader cenote and subterranean river systems of the Yucatan region. You are not just swimming in a cave, you are swimming inside a geological event frozen in time. Light plays a major role here. When sunlight enters through overhead openings, it creates visible shafts that reach into the water. Tiny particles glow in the beams. Movement turns light into motion. For filming, this is one of the most cinematic water environments in the park. Pro tip: float on your back and look up. The ceiling formations, hanging mineral textures, and reflected light patterns create a surreal overhead view that looks incredible on camera. Use slow arm movements to avoid disturbing the mirror surface if you want clean reflection shots. Wide-angle action cameras work best here, especially for half-submerged surface shots that capture both swimmer and ceiling in one frame. Safety is structured but unoppressive. Flotation support is often available, entry points are controlled, and depth zones are monitored, allowing relaxed exploration without pressure. Best time to experience cave swimming is morning, when visitor flow is lighter and the water surface is at its calmest. Fewer ripples mean clearer reflections and better visibility for both eyes and camera. There's a unique calm in cave water. No waves, no current, no horizon. Just stillness you can move through. Because some swims aren't about distance. They're about atmosphere, silence, and floating inside the earth itself. Today's fifth Xplor Park, Mexico adventure is Hammock Bridge Crossing. Walk the air itself, suspended between trees and sky, where every step moves, every rope responds, and balance becomes your path forward. From the first platform, the bridge stretches ahead like a floating trail, woven, flexible, alive with motion. Below you, jungle canopy and flowing water. Above you, filtered sunlight through green leaves. Between the two, you're crossing. This isn't a rigid bridge. It breathes with every step. Description: the Hammock Bridge Crossing takes you across flexible suspended rope and net walkways stretched between jungle platforms and trees, often passing above rivers or dense vegetation. The walking surface is woven like a giant hammock, designed to shift and respond to your weight instead of resisting it. Your first few steps feel uncertain. The bridge dips slightly, then sways, then settles into a rhythm, not against you, but with you. The key is not to fight the motion, but to flow with it. Each step sends a small wave forward through the ropes. When others are crossing, you can see the movement travel across the structure like wind through fabric. It turns walking into coordination. Fun fact: the sway is part of the design, not a flaw. Controlled instability increases engagement and forces your body to activate balance muscles automatically. It transforms a simple crossing into a full sensory challenge. The woven structure also distributes weight efficiently, making the bridge both flexible and strong at the same time. History: hammock style and rope suspension crossings are modeled after traditional jungle traversal methods used in forest regions where rigid bridges were difficult to build. Explorers and local communities often created rope and net crossings to move across rivers and uneven terrain using minimal materials. Modern adventure parks adapted these concepts into engineered suspended crossings, keeping the movement, but adding safety systems. Halfway across, something changes, tension turns into rhythm. Instead of reacting to movement, you begin predicting it. Knees soften. Steps shorten. Grip relaxes. You stop trying to control the bridge and start cooperating with it. Visually, this crossing is incredibly cinematic. The net pattern beneath your feet, the drop below, the layered green background all create depth and motion in every shot. Pro tip: don't rush. Rhythm beats speed here. Short, steady steps keep the bridge stable. Let your arms move naturally for balance instead of locking them stiff. Look forward, not down, to maintain body alignment. For filming, chest-mounted cameras capture the motion best, especially when the bridge sways. Side-angle shots from a parallel platform also show the floating effect clearly. Best time to experience hammock bridge crossings is mid-morning, when sunlight filters through the leaves at an angle, creating patterned shadows on the ropes and soft golden highlights on the jungle below. By the final steps, what felt unstable feels playful. What felt risky feels controlled. Because sometimes adventure isn't about fighting movement. It's about learning how to move with it. Today's 4th Xplor Park, Mexico adventure is water slides through caves. Drop into darkness, twist through stone, and splash into hidden cave pools carved by nature itself. This is not a theme park slide. This is geology turned into motion. You step to the edge and see a smooth rock chute disappearing into a cave tunnel. Water flows steadily over the surface, clear, fast, inviting. The moment you push off, gravity takes control and the cave pulls you in. Description: these are natural rock water slides, shaped like toboggan runs by flowing water over long periods of time. Riders slide along curved limestone channels that lead directly into underground cave pools. No metal tracks. No plastic tubes. Just water, rock, and momentum. The surface feels surprisingly smooth, shaped and polished by centuries of continuous water flow. The curves are organic, not engineered, which makes every slide slightly different in speed and motion. Fun fact: some of these slide paths are naturally polished to a near-gloss finish by mineral-rich water constantly passing over the same stone lines for hundreds of years. Nature created the slide, adventure just made it rideable. The ride itself is quick but intense. You enter light, then shadow, then echoing tunnel, then sudden splash. Sound amplifies inside the cave, turning every drop into a thunder-like arrival. History: these cave slides were formed entirely by erosion. Over thousands of years, flowing water gradually wore down softer limestone layers, cutting smooth channels and curved grooves into the rock. What you ride today is the result of long-term natural shaping, not artificial carving guided only by gravity and water pressure. Body position changes the experience. Pro tip: cross your arms over your chest and lean slightly back during descent. This keeps your center of gravity stable, reduces friction drag, and gives a smoother, faster slide into the pool. Keep legs aligned and relaxed, tension slows you down more than you expect. For filming, exit splash shots are gold, especially from side angles where you burst from cave shadow into bright water spray. High frame rate capture makes the splash moment more dramatic. Best time to experience cave water slides is afternoon. When body temperature is higher, muscles are warm, and the cool cave pools feel extra refreshing after earlier activities. It's fast. It's natural. It's unexpectedly wild. Because sometimes adventure doesn't build the slide. It discovers it. Today's third Xplor Park, Mexico adventure is Amphibious Vehicle Expedition. Start the engine and drive straight into terrain where the road doesn't end, it transforms. Jungle tracks turn to mud, mud turns to water, and water leads directly into caves. This is not normal off-roading, this is multi-terrain exploration on wheels. Description: the Amphibious Vehicle Expedition takes you through rugged jungle routes, muddy trails, hanging bridges, shallow rivers, and flooded cave tunnels, all in one continuous drive. The route is built for splash, climb, dip, and crawl without stopping the vehicle. Fun fact: these vehicles are specially engineered to operate on land and through water sections without stalling, using sealed systems and elevated air intake design. History: Amphibious transport technology was originally developed for military and rescue operations, allowing vehicles to cross rivers and wetlands without switching machines. Adventure parks later adapted the concept into controlled expedition vehicles for thrill-based exploration. Expect bumps, splashes, and sudden terrain shifts. Control matters more than speed. Pro tip: keep a steady throttle. Sudden acceleration reduces traction and causes sliding on wet jungle tracks. Best time to experience it is early morning, when air is cooler, engines perform smoother, and trail surfaces are less disturbed. Because here, the road doesn't guide the adventure. The terrain does. Recreational vehicle herbs splash in sweat symbol. Today's second Xplor Park, Mexico adventure is underground river rafting. Float into the quiet, where rivers run beneath the jungle and stone corridors guide your path through the earth itself. You push off gently, and the raft begins to glide through glowing cave channels. The ceiling arches overhead, water reflects shifting light, and every paddle stroke echoes through the chamber. Description: this adventure takes you rafting through underground cave rivers, navigating calm passages, natural tunnels, and illuminated cavern corridors where mineral walls and flowing water create a surreal atmosphere. Fun fact: some sections are lit only by filtered natural skylight entering through narrow ceiling openings, creating soft beams that move across the river surface. History: these waterways belong to one of the world's largest underground river systems, formed over thousands of years as rainwater dissolved limestone and carved connected cave channels across the region. Movement here is smoother than you expect. Pro tip: let the current help you. Don't over-paddle, small corrections work better than constant force. Best time to go is morning, when water clarity is highest and reflections look glass-like. Because sometimes the calmest rides go the deepest. Today's first Xplor Park, Mexico adventure is jungle ziplining. Launch into the sky and fly full speed above rivers and jungle canopy. Multi-line zip circuits race across valleys, some stretching over half a kilometer. Born from jungle cargo line systems. Stay streamlined, legs together, arms tucked. Best time: misty mornings or golden sunset runs. And that wraps up episode 79 of Dynamic Expeditions. Mexican Fire. From underground rivers to jungle skies, today, Xplor Park tested courage, balance, speed, and pure adventure instinct. Did today's Xplor Park adventures blow your mind? From cave swims to zipline flights, tell me in the comments. Which experience spiked your adrenaline the most? And which one just earned a permanent spot on your bucket list? The most creative comment gets pinned by me, Aditya. Speech balloon fire. If this expedition made your pulse race, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the bell icon so you never miss an adventure into the world's most extreme playgrounds. Share this episode with those friends who believe adventure doesn't wait on the surface. Sometimes it runs underground, flies through forests, and drives straight into the wild. Globe showing the Americas. Got a wild destination or extreme idea for our next expedition? Drop it below. The top liked suggestion could become episode 80. Electric light bulb. Until then, keep chasing the thrill. Through caves, across canopies, over stone and water. Because here on Dynamic Expeditions, adventure never stands still. Rocket. We'll be back soon with episode 80. New terrain, new extremes, new frontiers to conquer. Stay tuned. Stay fearless. Stay curious. And keep watching Dynamic Expeditions, where every episode is a new journey. 7:45 p.m. sharp. Alarm clock. Join the Dynamic Expeditions family. And let's keep the spirit of exploration alive. Together. Globe with Meridian's fire.